It's very beautiful. What advice do you have for the girls to how to dress code?
Um, the only thing I will say is, as an individual, you should always dress in a manner that you'll be presentable to any individual of any character or of any caliber at any point in time. I mean, when you're dressing up, because people address you the way they see you.
The way you address is the
If
way
they
you're dressed.
see you dressed like someone going for clubbing in broad daylight, they address you, or some people might even call you a prostitute also. But if they see you dressed modestly, then you come out and someone will say that, yeah, this person is a very respectable person because because she respects herself. That is why she's dressed in this way, and with that you will have good intentions towards the individual. But if you're dressed like someone going to a club in broad daylight, it does not show, I mean, a positive side of you.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ablai, you say the former UNICEF executive director, Carol Bellamy, once said in one of his speeches, he says, history will judge us harshly if we refuse to use our knowledge, our will, and our resources to ensure that every new member of the human family arrives into a world that will protect the invaluable and irreplaceable years of childhood. So if we start raping our young ones, abusing them, sexually abusing them, we are not putting them in a very conducive environment. We are like destroying the generation to come, and the generation after that. So sexual abuse and rape are not just...
Okay, another alarming issue affecting the Gambia, especially young girls, is teenage pregnancy. It's such an alarming issue, I would say, because in most cases, in fact, I can tell you, if you go to a lot of areas, you will find 1 or 2 girls who are going to school being pregnant. And there's an issue that I believe that really needs to be talked about. I just want to know from your own point of view as the PRO of the National Child and Youth Advice Report, perhaps you'd like to tell us your own thoughts on teenage pregnancy and what you think are the leading causes of it.
Okay, Ablai. You see, the issue of teenage pregnancy, it has been happening years and years. And, as a youth advocate and as a member of the board, all we do is to advocate and to advise people about teenage pregnancy. You see, there are a lot of reasons why we have teenage pregnancy. Most of the times, it starts from the homes. If parents don't give that, if they don't have that dialogue with their children. I think if you are talking, once your child grows to a certain age, it is high time you start talking to her.
That is the parent-to-child dialogue.
And that is the parent-to-child dialogue, and be very, very direct with him or her. Tell her that if you do this, if you start doing this, or if you start having this kind of affairs, it will lead to this. Not like you be like, go to Lalesa when, or if a guy touches your breast, you will go pregnant. But once you go in, she will make sure that the guy doesn't touch the breast, but the guy is free to touch any other part. So, you should be very, very realistic to your child. And also peer-to-peer influence. People, you should choose your friends very, very wisely. Our adults will usually tell you, if you are a young individual, people who are married are not your friends, because they will be saying certain things that are way above you. And as children, we are very, very curious. We like to know things. So once you have that influence, that bad influence, they will be telling you, things about sex. You will want to experience it. That is the reason why a lot of people, also fall in that trap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zara? Well, or maybe I'll still come to Jay. Someone once told me that if you see a lot of girls getting pregnant nowadays, it is because of materialism. Okay, you from a family that is not financially strong. You see your friends having expensive gadgets. You talk about the iPhones, you talk about the Samsung S3 now. Everybody wants to have a Samsung S3, you talk about the iPad, the Galaxy Tab, you name it, all of these expensive gadgets which you want to have, because if you don't have, then you are termed as a person who is not in line with current day life. Your bokolo, just like they always say. Would you say that materialism is a contributing factor to teenage pregnancy nowadays in the Gambia?
I can say it's one of the greatest contributing factors to teenage pregnancies, because as young people, uh, if you're not very much contented with what you have, uh, because of peer influence, it can lead you to doing some outrageous things. Let's say I have a friend who's having a Galaxy S3 or the iPhone tab or whatsoever, and I feel that it is something that I have to have, and my parents cannot give it to me. I'm not working, I'm still going to school. I expect someone to give it to me. And as a girl, the possibility of me having it from a guy is very high. So I will go to a guy and the person gives it to me. And the guys of today, they don't give you anything for free.
Give what you have to gain what you want.
No, seriously, they will say
Scratch my back,
I scratch your
I
back.
scratch yours.
This is what is happening. So I can give you the Galaxy S3. At the end of the day, I have you in my bed. And if I am so desperate to have that, I will go to your bed and have the Galaxy S3. At the end of the day, it's just a Galaxy S3, and I'll be going through 9 months of pain and having to go through some delivery things. But at some point, I cannot blame parents when it comes to that.
How?
Because as a parent, if you have something, I have to know where you got it from. Because you just don't have to come with a very expensive phone in the house. I know I did not give it to you, and you are not working, you're still going to school. Where did you get it from? But our parents of today, they don't, in fact, they'll be like, hi, I'm a telephone be nice, Nadi, and that's the end of it. They don't want to know where you got it from and how you got it. The only thing that matters to them is, small dombe, I'm na Galaxy S3, which is not done. The next thing you will be shy to say, small dombe, birna. These are some of the things that are happening.
Yeah, and but it all comes to comportment. You know, you comport yourself. As a child, just you learn to comport yourself, and as a parent, you teach your children to understand that life is just a journey. Today it might be, you might be on a very smooth and a very smooth road, and today tomorrow you might be on a road full of potholes and everything.
Very rough one.
A very rough one. So, but if they understand that this is what my parents can afford, they are well satisfied with it. But if you show your children that I cannot get you this, so wherever you want, you can go and get it. I don't care. But make them understand that, yeah, you might not have it today, but tomorrow you might even have a better one. Nobody expected that we'll have this Samsung S3
or these expensive
phones.
Yes.
At first, you have the simple 3310. You are on top of the hook.
I love 3310.
You see, so you never can tell. Life is just a continuous process. You usually say it is just like a fufu. The way you mold it's like fufu. The way you mold it determines the outcome. Children are also like that. The way you mold them is what they turn out to be. The advice, the dialogue you have with them is what puts them through in the right path. So as parents, you always talk to your children, make them understand the situations of life and how life goes on.
Okay, Sabali, that will take me to my second question. Some people always say, especially the girls, they always say that, okay, if you see I'm pregnant because the guy went to my house and asked me a hand in marriage and my father refused or my mother refused, so I decided to get pregnant just to get married by force.
People, you get pregnant out of, because your parents refused the marriage. That I don't know much about. Yeah, but most at times, if you see those cases, I think it's understanding between the three parties: the guy, the child, and the parents. If you are saying that your daughter is not getting married to this particular guy, you have to make her understand the reasons why they are not getting married. And the reasons, they should be genuine reasons.
But some girls are stubborn. They don't care. They don't care about the reasons you give them, or they just do it.
Then the blame goes to the guy.
No.
Seriously, if you love a guy, we are all guys. If you love a girl, there are certain things you will not want to do.
Yes,
things that will really hurt her, things that will even tarnish her image. We know even though it is very rampant these days, pregnancy and all those things, but we know the taboo on it, the stigma and the discriminations on it, and we know how pregnancy is. It is not. That is why people say we should respect our mothers a lot, because they went through a lot. Some people say it's 9 months of hell.
Yeah, that's how it is.
So it's